You guys ever play Call of Duty?
No.
No, I've played Call of Booty.
Is that a Hawk Tour shirt?
Yes.
Love it.
That's how we're gonna start the pod. Is that a Hot Tour shirt? Yes, it is.
Hey man, so conference championships this past weekend.
I didn't realize. I'm sorry, I didn't realize we were recording.
I know Serge is happy.
Yeah.
Of course. I could care less who would have won that game.
Well, let me. I didn't talk a lot the last podcast. I kept a lot of my opinions to myself.
What are you starting with? The Eagles game?
Let me talk about. Shut up, Teddy.
He wants you to shut up.
Let me talk about people talking about the Chiefs and how they're getting helped by the officials.
Oh, we're going straight there?
Yep.
Are they or are they not?
They're not.
They're not. Okay.
I don't think they are. So people talk about all the calls that they get, right? I get that. Yes. Some calls can be like, maybe it couldn't have been called. But how about the calls that they don't get? Did anybody miss that face masking penalty that wasn't called? That should have gotten the Chiefs an extra 15 yards during one of their plays. Nobody talks about that because nobody cares. Because all they care about is the calls that they do get. And that's what bothers me. Because at the end of the game, the Chiefs won the game and the Bills had absolutely all the opportunity in the world to win that game.
They did.
And they did not. Right? And then at the end of the game, the Chiefs did what they had to do to get the first downs, and nobody talks about that. Because all they talk about is the Bills getting the Chiefs getting the calls. That's not the case. Case is the Chiefs know how to win ball games. They know how to win games. And people don't talk about that because the Chiefs are the new New England Patriots, right? But you got to give them their props, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that game last week, I mean, you have to admit the penalties that they were calling were horseshit.
Okay, fine.
I think the Bills lost this game because of play calling. All of those fourth down plays, they were in field goal range. How many times? And they just chose.
Go for it, right?
It's the same thing that the Eagles get shit for. When in their game losses, where you instead of kicking and getting the points, you go and try and get that first down. You lick your chops, you try and get the 7 points, and it's like, you could kick the field goal, man.
Right, but the thing that bothers me the most about people is that they stick on the fact that they feel like the Chiefs get all the calls. When you're a winning team, the calls that you get, you're gonna get them. Fine, you got them. Yeah, fine. Do they try to protect Patrick Mahomes? Okay, yeah, maybe they do. But is it out of the realm that maybe that call was a good call? If he's on the sideline and he gets hit, any other quarterback that doesn't get that call will bitch that they did not get that call.
Yeah, including fans of the opposing teams.
The opposing teams.
Yeah.
The fact that he got hit late when he was going down, was it maybe it couldn't have gotten called? Sure. But if it was their team, they were like, oh, it's bullshit. That should have been called.
So that game last week had two big ones. That game last week had the one that you're talking about where he went out of bounds and he was hit after he had stepped out. Yep. And one where he slid and the two players hit each other.
Right.
And he got that penalty.
But he also got hit.
No, he didn't.
He got hit.
That wasn't a hit, man.
It's not like
regardless of whether he got hit.
That was a terrible call. That was a horrible call.
I'm not a Chiefs fan. He got hit.
And I'm not
hit.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every single call should be called against them or shouldn't be called against them. But what pisses me off, and he's done it where his he starts scrambling, and it looks like he's about to go out of bounds, and a player is hesitant because a defender doesn't even know whether he's going to hit him or not.
Right.
And then he runs for another 2 or 3 yards, then goes out of bounds.
Now, do I agree that the rule sucks? Yes, I do agree that the rule sucks. But the rule is there for that specific reason. Is that the quarterback that does not take advantage of that is stupid. He's taking advantage of those plays. And if my quarterback if Dak Prescott would do that shit all the time, I'd be like, good for you. Because you should take advantage of that call. Because he's going to get it every time. And why not take advantage? And it goes back to my point that the Chiefs know how to win ball games. That's the difference.
They do. I agree. He does. He does know how to fuck with the system in terms of like how to get guys to hit him when they shouldn't, and pull off those moves. He is notorious for that. So yeah, I do think that the NFL should take a look at that because it's not right. Like you're trying to overprotect the quarterback.
What are they going to look at?
Simple, not overprotect the quarterback. If you're going to start running, but if you're going to start running and play that game, then you got to stick to being a runner at that point. Like whatever happens, happens. You can't go soft. If you're in the pocket, I get it because you're standing there, you're waiting for it. But if you're going to start to run, that's on you. Then I think at that point, you can't go soft. You can't. It's not fair.
Unfortunately, it's not going to change. It's just like anything. I mean, we may not agree with it, but he's not doing anything that bends the rules, and
right.
The rules even are going to get worse, where they're going to do more to protect the quarterback.
Most likely.
And the fact that Patrick Mahomes knows how to play the system, I can't be mad at him. And the fact that people are saying, they're protecting the Chiefs. No, they're not.
I don't think they're mad at him. I don't think they're mad at him. They are mad at the officiating.
It's like anything. You guys ever play Call of Duty?
No, I've played Call of Booty.
All right, there goes our intro.
No, but go ahead. Talk about Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. When I used to play, the one thing that used to annoy me the most were snipers. Snipers or the assholes that would run around and just stab people. Like they were ultra fast, they had no guns, they would just go and they would just like stab you with their shanks. And it got annoying. Yeah, it's like, why is this shit allowed? Well, they were getting all of these kills. You need to be skillful if you're the sniper, and this is a way that, you're basically winning the game. He's looking at it the same way. He's looking at, all right, well, I've got the legs. I have this to my use this as leverage to my advantage, and just keep doing it until they say, hey, you can't do that shit anymore.
I mean, they're not going to change that rule.
Yeah, but it goes back to
it's just a matter of it's going to just depend on how bad that hit is. I mean, listen, you guys saw the hit on Trevor Lawrence a couple of months back. That was a terrible hit. That was a really bad hit. You don't hit anyone, regardless whether they're a quarterback that's scrambling or a guy that's going for a ball or even calling a ball. You don't hit anybody like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the worst part. The more it happens, the more they're going to protect the quarterback.
And for the most part, you do see good calls. You do see good calls on a wide receiver that goes catch the ball. When they consider it defenseless hit, they do really a good job of calling those when they need to. But it's those on the quarterback, and of course it just so happens, with all the scrambling quarterbacks, you got Lamar, you got Jalen Hurts, you got Patrick Mahomes, of course.
So let me bring up a scenario. Let me bring up a scenario that can maybe, and I haven't heard of anybody talk about this, throughout this whole situation, right? Why don't they do a thing with the quarterback as opposed to sliding, giving up the slide, right? When you slide, you're in defenseless, right? Why not have the quarterback put up a sign, say, hey, I'm about to slide.
Because
put the ball up. Do something like that. Like,
then how could anybody go?
Play is dead. You put the
I
ball
mean,
up in the air.
like a fair catch.
Yeah, put the ball up in the air. I'm about to slide.
Which doesn't even work most of the time, too.
Well, it's tricky, right? Because if you put the ball up there now, it's fair ball, you can maybe knock the ball out of his hand, right? Why not create a different type of slide as opposed to this? Because if you slide head first, then you're putting yourself at risk.
And you can't kneel because you're running.
Right, you can't kneel because you're going too fast. So now why not? Or give him a whistle. Be like, yo, I'm about to fucking slide. I don't know. Something. As opposed to the
rape whistle?
As opposed to the slide where you don't know if he's going to slide. If he does slide, he slides. But if he fakes the slide and goes, now it's being unfair, right?
What, is he going to throw in the towel?
I don't know, something.
Like a flag?
Why not have something different as opposed to that slide
Because
that says, hey, I'm about to slide?
Because I don't think it matters. I think it's the same
It doesn't
thing.
matter.
Like,
That's
even
the
if
biggest part.
no, because even if, let's say, you throw your arm up in the air, okay, at the last second you're going to throw it up, and you're still going to get the call.
Oh, I thought he was going to throw the ball. Yeah, I thought he was going to throw the ball.
He's way past the line of scrimmage.
You're not going to be able to get away with that.
What if they made it to where the player has to like tell the defender like I'm a bitch? Like he has to say I'm a bitch.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm a bitch.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's going to be tough to change because they are overprotecting the quarterbacks, and
right.
I don't like that. I think it's dumb. I still think that if you start to run, you are putting yourself at risk, and you should know that. It's not fair to the defender to just be super hesitant. What kind of play is that? How can you be super hesitant?
It's never going to be fair to the defender. Look at.
But as a runner, if you're in the pocket, I get it though. It makes sense. You're in the pocket. You're defenseless as it is. You're not really moving. The
problem isn't in the pocket. The problem is when they're out of the pocket.
I know.
When they're past the line of scrimmage and sliding for saying, "Hey, I'm giving myself up," and that's when those penalties are called.
Right. So by doing that, by saying, "Hey, if you start to run, it's on you," they're less likely to start doing that or to keep doing that. Is my point. So you're going to alleviate those calls.
If you start getting more concussions, then it's going to be a bigger problem.
How?
Because it is. It's already being a problem.
They're going to do less of it. Is my point.
They're not. They're not going to do.
They are when they start getting hit for real, like the other players.
They're
like, "Oh shit, this hurts."
They already get hit. Look at Tua.
Yeah, and somebody mentioned Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson gets hit like crazy, and nobody gives a fuck about him.
Well,
why is that?
He hasn't gotten concussed yet.
He's also not he doesn't get up, and if there's a bad call, he doesn't start bitching about it.
Exactly, but that's how it should be.
Yeah,
you start to run, it's on you.
Same with Josh Allen, same thing.
Exactly, and look how hard he runs, and it's crazy.
Josh Allen is also fucking 6'5".
Honestly, even Dak Prescott. I mean, before like the last year or whatever, he doesn't do it. But he used to. He used to run full force.
Sure,
it's the same thing. You go out there, you run like that. That's on you. But that's what I'm saying. But because you're Patrick Mahomes, it's like, oh shit.
It's Patrick.
He gets more of those calls.
But he knows how to play it, and I haven't heard of any Patrick Mahomes concussions.
It'll be flag football in 2 years.
I hope
maybe.
I really hope not.
And also, Josh Allen did get that first down. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I mean, what happened there? I didn't even see that play, so I didn't even know.
He reached back, and you can see where the ball is. I mean, they had a few angles. It was very close, but
in any other,
I would say he got the first down.
The first two refs.
The play. Let me see it because I honestly did not see it.
The first two refs that came over to spot the ball had players in front of them.
But this wasn't a play like
there were line judges
when he brought out the index card, right? It wasn't one of those plays. No. It's one of my favorite plays in Cowboys history. Was the index card, and his face afterwards was great.
Are we just completely forgetting about the fact that Kevin's drinking wine out of a Taco Bell cup?
It's not wine; it's Coke. Diet Coke. I did not see the play where Josh Allen got the first down or whatever. I didn't see that play.
This is it. Hold on. Here we go. See how he's twisting around?
Okay,
Look where the
so
ball
let's
is.
see.
Look where the ball is. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he has a first down there.
See, look where the line is.
Yeah, I
right,
see him. I
right
see him.
here.
I see him.
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right here. So it's like it's right there. Damn, you didn't see this?
No, I didn't watch that play.
That was a huge play. Let me see if it goes anywhere else.
Yeah, from the other side, you would see his body twisting.
Yeah. Look, and then look how far he extends. Because even at the end, when see right there, where he pushes, where he gets pushed a little bit more. Like you saw where it was, then he got pushed a little bit more in there.
Where do they stop the play?
Short.
Yeah, it was a turnover on downs.
Where do they whistle the play? Because
turnover on downs, man. Oh, where they whistled.
Yeah, so it all depends where they whistle the play too, right?
No, it wasn't that quick.
Where he whistled, he was already pushed back.
Yeah.
He was already pushed back and basically on the ground.
No, I mean, listen.
Yeah, look at it a million ways. They called it. It could have.
But how much would that have changed the game? So it was 23-21 at that point?
Yeah.
And
that's what it was. It was the last drive. It was to basically to win the game. Basically,
no.
They still had some timeouts.
Yeah,
because
that's right. They did have the timeouts.
Yeah, because then Kansas City got that first down to seal the game.
Yeah.
Oh,
it mattered.
That was a play before Kansas City drew out the clock.
Right.
Okay. I mean, but the Bills had a chance to stop the Chiefs.
Right.
So the Chiefs had they still had the Bills still had 3 or 2 timeouts, right? And the Chiefs ran for a first down twice.
Right. You can look at it all sorts of ways, right? But you can also say
stop them.
It also kills momentum.
I get it, but it just is what it is.
Like you could say, they could have stopped them. That's true, they could have. But when you have a play like that, and you're like, dude, I know I got that first down, and they just turn it over on downs like nothing. It kills your momentum. It kills
It's like the Des Bryant catch against the Packers, right?
We got fucked.
Thing. I get it. It's not the first time in history that it's happened.
Which this weekend they called because of that whole rule, where on something like that, the receiver is the tiebreaker. That happened this weekend, or was it last weekend?
No, I don't remember a catch this weekend.
Oh, I remember.
I think it was last weekend. It might have been last weekend where 2 players caught the ball and the receiver was awarded it.
Yeah.
But this is what it is.
Hey man, whatever. They're going for a 3-peat. I mean, that's kind of how you see it too, right? Historic. That's why I have a feeling that he's probably going to win the Super Bowl.
But here's my point. My point is, I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes. I understand maybe people think that they're protecting him. He still finds a way to win games.
Yep.
That's all that matters, right?
Right.
The Cowboys in 2014, they that call got brought back, whatever. The Cowboys still could have came back and won that game, but Aaron Rodgers
killed the momentum,
made the first downs and all that, and it killed the game.
Killed the momentum. That's the point.
But it's not a thing where like I don't really feel like the officials are saying, hey, we want Patrick Mahomes to win this game. I don't think that's the case.
Say what you will.
In my opinion, I mean, I'm just looking at it. The Chiefs got the ball back. They got their first downs, and they won the game. The Bills could have stopped them, and they didn't.
The Bills could have also kicked field goals so that they weren't trailing. But
other things to be closer, and they did it.
And
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's true. So, and it didn't have to be roughing the passer. There's a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, a ton of different scenarios. We could be here.
It's going to happen. Like, you're always going to have those calls that are going to be like, whatever.
If the calls go a certain way, and it was, people roughing the passers are so, like, now in this day and age are so like, I don't even know what the word is, but it can go either way. People see it depending on how they view the teams. Like if it's your team and you rough the passer, they're gonna say, no, fuck that. That shouldn't be a roughing the passer. But if it's their team, they're gonna say, oh, what the fuck? How do you call a roughing the passer on them?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like it all depends, man. It all depends on the visual of the person watching the game, right?
Yeah, but you've got to be like pretty stupid to not see it or realize when it is and when it isn't. Like even if it's your team,
you don't
even if it happens to us where we get like a bad call, fight the Cowboys get a bad call, well, it goes in our favor. You know, I'm always like, all right, yeah, I don't believe that, but I'll take it. You know,
Yeah,
but you still have to understand when it's a good call or not. I mean,
the roughing the passer call is the call that they did to protect the quarterback, any quarterback, whether you're a second late or half a second late or 3/4 of a second late or whatever. It's a roughing the passer. That's the way the call is nowadays, and a lot of the times they get it right. A lot of the times they get it right for what the rule is nowadays.
You just see it more. You see it more on the mobile quarterbacks. You see it more on when a quarterback's scrambling. Before it used to be when a player was in the pocket and he heaves the ball to a receiver. You don't even see the hit. You see the flag call on the bottom, but you don't even know what it is because the camera pans away from the quarterback.
Yeah.
So you always wonder when that player heaves the ball, when that quarterback heaves the ball to a wide receiver. It's like, oh, it's a holding call. And then when you hear, roughing the passer, it's like, oh shit, it's a good call because it's clear the quarterback doesn't even have the ball in his hands.
I'm just saying I've seen plenty of calls not go the Chiefs' way, and people don't talk about that.
So final take on it. I don't think that the NFL or the refs or anybody is favoring the Chiefs, but I understand why people would say it because they've had all these games. Like those blocked field goals, the missed field goals where they won those games against the Raiders and all that. Like that had nothing to do with officiating. That's just pure fucking dumb luck.
Yep.
So I think fans of the NFL and people who hate Kansas City and hate the Swifties and all that, they just look at it. Oh, here's another another win by Kansas City. They're going to another Super Bowl. But like to Kevin's point, they know how to win. Don't undermine their coaching staff. I mean, look at who Mahomes is throwing the ball to this week.
Nobody.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Nobody.
Hollywood Brown.
He's got DeAndre Hopkins that doesn't even get the ball.
DeAndre Hopkins, Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
These are all. I'm surprised. Like Gabe Davis wasn't on that team, or Kadarius Toney. Like they're nobodies.
You just can't take away from the Chiefs because I do think they're the best team in the league, and we'll
are
see.
they?
I do think so.
You think that they're the best team in the league?
Absolutely.
I understand the winning part.
The best coach team and the best team in the league in terms of knowing how to win. Now, do they match up with the Eagles? I think the Eagles are probably the best offense in the league.
Well, they have the best. They have the best defense.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
That
think
defense is going crazy right now.
Well, sure, they're playing very well. I still think that the Chiefs are the best team in the league in terms of closing out games and knowing how to win.
To weasel their way.
Well, knowing how to win. I don't care if you.
Oh, but that's what it is.
It's what
you look at all the games this season. It's crazy how close it really is. It's like a one-score game essentially.
They've won the most one-score games in the league.
That's it. It really is that.
But they win.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters.
We'll see what happens. I mean, it's a good rematch.
If the Eagles come in and they can put fucking 40 or 50 points up on the Chiefs, God bless them. Good for them.
They can do it. They just got to keep feeding
I
Saquon.
don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think they need to put that many. They just need to stop Mahomes from scoring.
And the way it's been this year.
Yeah, feed the ball to Saquon, get these.
How many points per game have the Chiefs had this season? I don't think not that many.
Average points.
I don't know. They're probably middle of the league.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they really that defense.
They're middle of the league across the board, and they were 15-2.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but when you have a defense like the Eagles right now, Serge is right. They just need to do enough to stop, essentially, at least one score to keep it like right there.
Yeah, the only way the Eagles are going to win this game is if they run the ball down Kansas City's throat.
Which is what they're going to do.
The only way they're going to win the game.
They're going to do that. They're going to take away. They're going to take away the ball.
Two things. They need to play smart also. I agree with the running aspect of it, but they need to play smart. None of these fourth down and, in the red zone, go for it, fourth and one. Because, look, the tush push wasn't 100% active. I mean, yeah, some can argue that Hurts was still hurt, and it's just too predictable. People are finding ways to defend it. And if they don't defend it, they're figuring out ways of flying across the line to disrupt it. Yeah,
that was pretty good this weekend.
My favorite thing to watch were the Simpsons, the Ralph memes, the little boy that like throws himself. You know what I'm talking about, Ralph from the Simpsons.
I don't watch the Simpsons.
Come on.
Kevin probably knows though. He don't give a fuck right now.
Nah, I'm looking up top offenses in the league.
I'm looking up flights to New Orleans.
The Eagles had 54 touchdowns this year. The Chiefs had 42. So, yeah. I mean, the Eagles were top 10. The Chiefs top 15. So, I mean,
but now let's say the Chiefs are, let's say the Bears aren't in the NFC North. The Chiefs are the fourth team in the NFC North. Do they still have a record like that? I mean, look at who plays in their division. You got the Chargers, you got Denver, and you got the Raiders.
But now you're trying. Well,
yeah, but they also
then you can use the Tom Brady thing where like he dominated that division for a reason.
And you don't think that that's part of the reason?
Well, that's part of the reason to get to the playoffs. But once in the playoffs, you're playing the best teams right away. So even if you're the best in your division and your division sucks and you're always getting in the playoffs, you still have to beat those teams.
Unless you have a first round bye.
Right. One game less, but you're still playing top-notch teams, man. So, yeah, I agree. Yeah, division isn't the best, but once you're in the playoffs, you're winning the Super Bowl. So
top-notch teams?
Top-notch.
The 07... the 2011 New York Giants.
I know, right? Man, against the undefeated Patriots.
It's not like the Chiefs they didn't lose against any. They beat good teams.
Nobody's
and sure, all of them were one scores and all that. I get that, but
that doesn't matter.
No, you win, win.
But for what I'm trying to argue is that they just know how to win. They just know how to win.
All right, so they're going to know how to win the Super Bowl.
By one touchdown or field goal or 2 points or 1 point, they win.
All right, what are we doing? Predictions?
Well, let's be honest. One last thing. Once they got rid of Tyreek, they were never a blowout team. They were never a team, that outscores you by 3-4 scores.
But they still win.
And they still win.
Right.
Yep.
Like they beat the Ravens this year. Let me see. They beat the Ravens.
The Bills. I mean, you're talking about all those teams.
They beat the Bengals. They beat the Chargers, the Saints, the Niners. Well, shitty teams this year, but
I was going to say, when are you going to name a good team?
They beat the Bucks. They beat the Broncos. They lost to the Bills. That was one of their 2 losses. They beat the Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, Browns, blowout.
Oh, my God. Was that really their schedule this year?
Texans, Steelers. And then they lost.
They played all good teams, man. They were hot teams.
What?
Aside I heard Bills. The four in a row that he named, but the Steelers, and everybody else.
Ravens, Bengals, Falcons, first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Chargers, Saints. Saints were hot beginning of the season.
Yep.
Right, then they shat the bed. The 49ers are always the 49ers, whatever. They beat them. The Raiders, they sucked. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Broncos. Broncos are a playoff team. They lost to the Bills. They beat the Panthers, whatever. They beat the Raiders again. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Browns. And then playoffs. They beat the Texans Texans, Steelers. They lost to the Broncos last game. Obviously, they didn't play anybody. And they beat the Texans and the Bills. I mean, it's not like they had a shitty schedule. Like, yeah, it wasn't the best teams. Did they play the fucking top teams in the league? No, but
they had an easy schedule. I'm sorry. I think the Bills, the Bucks, okay, any given week. But even
okay, so the Eagles, who do they beat?
I mean, look at the Bengals. The Bengals, for example, were the complete opposite of the Chiefs. You know,
Okay.
then Burrow had that game against the Ravens, where he throw 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
If we're going to
and still lost.
But if we're comparing schedules, let's see who the Eagles beat. They beat the Packers, first game, right? Lost to the Falcons.
forget who they lost to.
Beat the Saints by 3.
Yeah, but they were hot.
No. Saints weren't hot. Everyone, look at who actually played that game.
Okay.
Was that at the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
We're talking about Buccaneers. Lost to the Buccaneers.
Got
Blown out by the Buccaneers by 17, right? Beat the Browns. Beat the Giants. Beat the Bengals. Beat the Jaguars. Beat the Cowboys.
Even worse
Beat the
schedule.
Commanders. Okay, that's a big win. Beat the Rams. Okay. Beat the Ravens. Beat the Panthers.
They started to get hot late.
Beat the Steelers. Lost to the Commanders. Beat the Cowboys. Beat the Giants.
They didn't lose after the bye week. They lost one game, and that was the game against the Commanders where Jalen Hurts got hurt.
Okay, but we're talking about, if you're going to talk about the Chiefs having an easy schedule, you can't say that the Eagles had a much lesser schedule than the Chiefs.
Yeah, it was pretty similar.
Yeah, but look at the games where they won by like 1 score.
Okay.
Like most of those games should have been blowouts. But again, we're going back to what I said earlier. They're not, since they got rid of Tyreek, they're not a blowout team anymore.
I mean, they lost Tyreek fucking 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And since
they've been
then,
to the Super Bowl
They won
all the time.
two Super Bowls since.
Yeah.
go back, pull up the stats.
I mean, you
Pull up the
still
stats.
won.
You don't need the stats. They're just winning.
Show me a game where they won by more than 2 scores.
Oh, man.
Listen, it's going to be a good.
They didn't even win the Super Bowl. Hold on, against the Eagles, they won by less than a score.
Okay.
How about last year? No, last year I think they dominated.
Regardless, they won.
Yeah, they won. They're not winning this year.
I don't
Come
think
on,
so.
let's bring the Lombardi to the NFC East.
We'll see how the refs call it.
It's not going to be a walk in the park. I'll tell you that.
I'm not.
Do we know who the crew is that's officiating?
So the officiating crew, they went out and got the most expensive group of officials in each position. Is what I heard.
Well,
so line judges, back judges, they got the most the guys that carry the biggest salaries.
So the ones that are yes men.
It's got to be McCauley.
Yes, Mr. Goodell. Yes, Mr. Goodell.
It's got to be McCauley. McCauley's got to be one of the fucking refs. Or the ref. Right?
All right, we'll see how it goes.
Jack McCauley's son. Fucking Jack fucking ref, remember? Years ago, his son.
I just hope everyone has a fun time.
I honestly, if the Eagles win, good for them. I don't know if it's not going to be an easy game for them.
I say 27-23. Eagles. Yeah.
You guys want to come to the parade with me?
No. Die, Eagles, die.
You want to go to the parade?
I spent too much time in Philly this year.
I don't want the Eagles to win. I think they will. I just don't want them to win.
Well, I mean, as a Cowboys fan, you physically can't.
I know, it's terrible.
Can't.
All right, I think we spent too much time on the fucking.
Don't worry, I'll edit a bunch of shit out.
What else we got? What else happened?
Oh, I don't know. You know, you can't even walk into a Costco anymore without getting fucking trampled all over.
It's 2020 all over again.
It's
I'm gonna go
unbelievable.
Stay away from Costco.
Speaking of retail scores, so
What's going on?
I stopped in at my local Target on the way home today, and I went over to the retail card section, and they had select megas on display. A lot of them, probably about a case up on the shelf.
I would have bought some.
I would have, except what were you expecting? Select what? Select football. What year are you expecting to rip?
24.
24, right?
They had 22.
Well,
21.
I pick up 6 boxes. I go to the register. I pay for it. I get home. I rip open the first box, and it's a CJ Stroud rookie. And I think to myself, wait a minute. Wasn't he in 2023? Lo and behold, 2023, 6 mega boxes.
Yeah, but why not? It's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, but it's not what I wanted. Like,
Gotcha.
Okay, but still, it's not bad.
You want the hot rookie class of 24.
I want, and of course, like I start opening these, and I got some decent cards, but the quality is just complete shit on them.
Yeah.
Complete shit. But I was so butthurt.
How did I not see that it says 23?
I didn't even pay attention. Why would 2023 blasters be it
I've seen
on the shelf?
I've seen where they've had like 22 and 21 shit out.
I've never seen that at retail. At least not after 2020.
I went to Target or Walmart, and I saw some product they had out. It was like 2022 Topps Chrome baseball. I'm like, what the fuck?
Probably like a case they had in the back somewhere that they found.
I don't know. Someone put it
or
out.
hidden. Probably somebody that hid cards.
And 22 Topps Chrome wasn't even like that good, so I was like, fuck that. I didn't buy it, but I saw the year.
I didn't even bother to look at the year. I just looked at the box, and I'm like, oh. Everything else that was on the shelf was from 2024.
Well, you should have known. If you saw a bunch of select, you should have already known, like, this isn't right.
But I've had some luck. Like the last time I got some Absolute, I got some Prism, Mosaic. Like they don't sell out too quickly. I'm just glad I only got 6 boxes.
Which one do you go to?
The Clark, the one right off the Parkway.
Okay. Yeah, I go to the one over here in Linden, and usually they're like out.
Yeah, they usually don't have shit.
I've gone to the one on 22 over there by Dick's.
Yep.
Of
And they're
course.
always fucking out.
I used to camp out at the one in on 1 and 9 in Linden to get the. It was every Tuesday morning. Every Tuesday, the distributor would come in and everyone form a line.
Yeah.
And you'd walk in and you were allowed 1 blaster.
I had
You used to do that?
Yeah.
during COVID.
That's wild.
During COVID, a friend of mine, you know Ricky. You ever meet Ricky?
Ricky Stanicki?
Ricky is a good friend of mine. So he used to go because when he he was either just getting into the academy. No, he was already out. He was already a detective. But during COVID, like he was like, "Yo, I'll go to all the Targets for you and buy some shit. Like just give me a cut." I'm like, "All right." So he would go to like Targets and Walmarts. This is like right around COVID, like 2020. Yeah, it was Joe Burrow's year. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
So he would go, dude. He showed up at my house one time with like fucking 30 blasters of Absolute and like 20 megas. Just dropped it in my office here. And I'm like, what the fuck? And dude, I sold all of that shit like pretty well. Like, dude, we got him for like $20 a blaster.
Yeah.
And the megas were like 35 or 30 or some shit. I have 40 maybe.
Well,
I don't remember. And I posted all that shit on eBay and all went because everybody was looking for the kabooms.
fucking crazy.
Dude, he cleaned house.
Megas are 75 now.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's not
it
even
is
worth
crazy.
getting a Mega. You're getting basically the same amount of packs as you are a blaster. You're better off just getting a blaster.
Well, it's because the exclusives got more color and all that, so people gravitate towards it. That's all it is.
You buy a hobby for fucking $500-600.
Yep. And get Chit.
Yeah, and get Bryce Young's like I did.
Yeah,
in 2023.
Exactly. So while we're on the wax deal, so I don't know if you guys seen this. We all know the Pokemon craze is insane right now.
Yeah.
So I've seen, I don't know if this is just one store, but I think there's a couple stores that I've already seen it with, like retail stores, where they have a policy where if you buy wax, you can buy it for, let's say, a hobby box for $500 on the hobby box if you let them cut the seal and rip it there. But if you want it sealed, you got to pay $700 for the box now.
What?
So what they're doing is
at a hobby shop?
For example, we'll take Blowout or Dave and Adams. They have their retail prices, which is way high, right? That retail price, these stores or this one particular store will say if you want the box sealed, you're going to pay that retail price. But if you get this discount, we have to cut the seal. We'll cut the shrink wrap off. You can rip it here, but you can't leave without the shrink wrap being ripped off.
Well, it's one of.
I like that idea.
It all depends. Is there a market for loose packs on this prismatic shit that's going crazy? Because if there's a market for loose packs, then you just take the box without the wrapper and you sell loose packs all day.
I think the policy is to rip it there.
Oh, I think if you're ripping it there, then I did see one video at a Costco that was it was actually a pretty great fucking idea. So they limit, I think it was like 5 per customer, right? So they had carts, like shopping carts, set up inside the store with 5 in each one, and then as the people walked in line, it's like, okay, you're walking in line. Here's your shopping cart. Go right to the register.
Yeah, I saw that one. That's wild too, though.
What's
That's
the
crazy.
discount on opening it at a shop?
The point is that they're basically helping the hobby in the sense that we have people that want to buy boxes and they just want to have fun with it, to rip it. They're trying to avoid the flippers. So they're saying, look, if you're going to buy it, you got to pay a premium for it. So if you want to take it sealed, you can't go flipping. Like, we're not going to give you a discount.
Right, but what's the discount for opening it?
What do you mean? Like,
it's probably
monetary?
It's probably like 50. Like, let's say it's $50 for the ETB. It's $50 for the ETB. But if you want to take it with the shrink wrap, it's $150 or $100 or whatever they go for. But here's the problem we're having with retail, with stores carrying this stuff. If you were a GM or CEO at Costco, would you want to carry Pokemon cards now after all this shit? It's going to be like, remember when Target stopped selling sports cards?
Right.
Because of the shooting that happened outside in like Minnesota. It's going to be the same shit. But I think, listen, at the end of the day, first come, first serve. If you're willing to go out and wait in these lines in winter, cold weather, just for a chance to get this, you should be getting it. What you do with it is up to you. And let's be honest, in like 6 months, you could buy this shit for less than what they're selling it for at these stores anyway.
Well, it's everybody trying to jump on.
That's true.
Capitalize on it.
It's just like when a new PlayStation comes out. New PlayStation comes out, they sell out. And guess what? 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, you can get one.
I wish I could find the post. I think it was on Sports Card Nonsense. But
that'd be funny if they make you rip it. The whole thing.
I thought it was a good idea because of just the fact that, like, they're just encouraging collectors to buy the box and and rip it for themselves just for the fun of it. So by doing that, they're offering those people a discount. But it's significant. It was like I forget what the prismatics are retailing for, But it was significant because they're expensive as it is right now. And that's what a lot of people were doing. They were just buying up all the boxes and then flipping it. So they were kind of saying like, okay, well, we're not going to let that happen. If you want to try to flip it, at least we're going to give it to you at a cost where it's going to be, you're not really going to make anything off of it. But if we cut the seal and you open the box here, we'll give you a discount.
But even if you cut the seal and they open it there, now do you want, 20, 30 people opening up cards at your Costco?
Well,
no, not Costco.
No, you're talking about like hobby shops?
We're talking about local, yes.
Okay.
But they don't have to necessarily open it. They can take the box home sealed, unsealed. Right? They don't have to open it at the shop.
No, they could have the packs, I guess. I don't know if the policy was to rip it there or not. That's why I want to find the post.
If it's at a hobby shop, I wouldn't see it not being, you open it there.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a good move.
Yeah, that's one way of kind of having the people that are legitimately waiting to open this stuff to get their hands on it.
Yeah, some people were complaining like, oh, some people collect the boxes sealed, so that's not right. And I'm like, okay, well,
go pay the premium.
You pay the
premium. Exactly. But I thought it was cool.
I also only collect PSA 10s. I tell that to PSA all the time.
Yep. Chit don't work.
They don't give a chit.
Oh, man. Uh-oh. What is that? You need coffee? Fuck.
Nah. Maybe soon, yeah.
I can go for some coffee.
You had this story. I didn't get a chance to read it on this guy from New York. What happened there?
Yeah, my friend sent it to me. It's basically
So that was Propstein. Hey, I am
because it didn't say the name.
Well, you kind of put two and two together because they're based out of Clifton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It didn't say the name, but if you look, if it's consignment service. But yeah, somebody sent that to me, and I thought it was funny. I mean, it was weird how they took because the guy didn't even work for the post office anymore, and they were able to go back and figure out that it was him. It's crazy.
I mean, I would assume they looked at cameras.
Yeah, but this was like in 2022. This was like 2 years ago.
Oh, that's right. This happened recently, right?
Yeah. So the story they just like they found out that it was going on like 2 years ago. So basically, someone worked for the post office. Unless they were
investigating, and it finally they were able to pin it down.
So it was basically it was. I mean, Probstein is a consignment service, so there were cards. The guy knew the address and the name. I guess the name maybe rang a bell. So any incoming mail, because he was a sorter, any incoming mail that was destined to go to Probstein, he was putting it off to the side.
Unbelievable.
But he wasn't doing it for too long because they said something about like only $100,000. I mean, that's gotta be. I mean, a couple of big cards will easily amount to that.
Yeah, that's true, especially if it's going there. Well, it depends. They do auction off a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
but still, I mean, that's unreal with these people, man. And that's a federal crime at that point.
Yeah.
He's going to prison for that. That's crazy. Damn, man. Isn't it crazy that, like, I mean, I always get nervous, like, sending anything over the mail. And that's the stuff I think about is, well, who knows what?
Yeah.
Who touched this envelope and knows, that address, or especially the PSA stuff? That stuff.
It's
crazy.
funny. It's funny. So I shipped out an order. There you go. Yeah, that was quick. Yeah, that shit brewed before the show.
Keurig, baby, Keurig.
But that's the one thing that I was. So I shipped the package to PSA today, and shipped it FedEx, and I'm looking. I always forget what who memorizes this shit anyway. But what address you have to send it to, and I do like that it's not like PSA. You're not sending it to PSA,
receiving.
But it's CU receiving.
It's CU receiving. Yeah,
it's Collector's Universe.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's
I think people are starting to catch on to that, but
yeah, they're gonna know.
Coup receiving? Yeah, you're receiving the coup?
You know what distributors have been doing? Well, not distributors, but I know one of. What they do is they put like the manager's name as opposed to like the name of the company when they ship out the product. I mean, that's a good way to do it. Just a regular name.
But what PSA is doing now is you can print the label directly from PSA, so that way it's already insured on the way to them.
Yeah, but the point is, it still says "see you receiving."
I get that,
and you got the wrong person that handles the package. They're like, "Oh,
but at least
you're
insured.
receiving. This feels pretty heavy here."
But at least it's insured. Because if you send it yourself and you don't
so it's okay then that they take it?
I'm not
then
saying
it's not okay, but
I'm just saying at least you have an insured
for your declared value, yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't
but you can insure it too.
I know, but if you don't, then you're fucked.
Right.
But if you use their insurance, then you're at least you're getting the product insured.
Yeah.
You know, so like I think that deters the thieves from taking the product.
I think so.
Because then there's an investigation that happens. And what happened?
Wouldn't it make more sense for them to steal the stuff that's insured, knowing that people are going to get paid anyway? So
no, because then they're going to get investigated as to what happened to that. If I'm the guy that works for UPS,
right, I get it.
That lost that package, I'm going to get investigated as to what happened to that package.
Gotcha.
So I think it doesn't deter them. I think it makes them say, "Fuck that! I'm not taking this package."
Gotcha.
If they see that it's insured.
I just hope for your sake that the day that if they do arrest you, you're not wearing that shirt.
Nah, but I think that's how it works. I think the people, the guys that were stealing product knew that product wasn't insured, and so they can kind of be like, "Oh, fuck it, we'll just say we lost it." And then what happened?
Yeah.
Insured, fuck it, they're not going to investigate because it wasn't.
There's probably something on the label that says that it was from like PSA, like the label was printed. I don't know. We'd have to see.
The label says that it's insured when you scan it. I'm not sure. I don't know, but there's got to be something that shows them that the package is insured. Because then, if you're the guy that's handling an insured package, you know, you're like, "Fuck,
that's what she said."
They're gonna fucking investigate my ass. And if it's not insured, they're gonna be like, "Oh, fuck that." They're not going to ask me. They're going to be like, "Oh, fuck it. We don't have to pay for it." In my opinion, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Oh, man, you're fucked.
We're never going to get hired by USPS.
Or FedEx or anything. Maybe DHL.
Yeah. They'll hire anybody.
I had a package delivered by DHL. That shit was wonderful. That shit was great, man. They sent me a text. They're like, "Hey, your package is on the way. Do you want us to deliver it signed, or do you want to sign for it now and have us deliver it?" And you have all these options. It's fucking fantastic.
They're getting desperate. That's why.
They're like, "Yo,
they're like, fuck, we gotta kiss
we'll
their ass."
It unsigned, but you have to sign for it ahead of time. So you have the option. You be like, "All right," but when you sign for it ahead of time, they all the onus is off of them. They say, "All right, it's on you now."
Yep.
It's smart.
Yeah, because then they could just take the package if it says "see you receiving."
Sure, but then if you do
it, coup receiving.
But they send you like the driver's information. They send you where he's at. They send you everything.
Damn. Hopefully he had paperwork. Otherwise he'd be out this bitch.
Yep, definitely out this bitch.
Hello, Mr. Kevin.
But I was thoroughly impressed by a DHL package delivery. I was like, "Yo, they do that shit right."
Your blue chew has been delivered.
They do it right, though. They do it right. They do a good job.
Oh,
Definitely
man.
getting desperate.
Definitely are.
That package was delivered from Canada for me, so it's more of an international thing, I guess.
I've gotten stuff from like Europe, like car parts delivered through DHL.
Yeah, but it was great.
Not that concierge service like you did.
What the fuck?
No, that shit
was also years ago.
I was thoroughly impressed. I'm like, fuck, they really care.
They had to. That was probably the only package they were delivering all day.
That was the worst package to open, man. Like that shit was. If I was trying to steal that shit, I'd be like, "Fuck this."
Your package probably came on an airplane by itself.
Probably. This was the worst thing to open. It took me like 10 minutes to open that package. All the tape that was on there was insane.
That's great.
But yeah, DHL. Good job.
So, I know you guys got Philly show in March, right? You guys doing any other shows?
I wanted to do the iPlay show, which is in 2 weeks or a week, something like that. But I don't know. We'll see. It's Friday and Saturday.
Oh, they don't do the Sunday anymore?
No, because it was super dead. So they learned their lesson.
Well,
yeah.
The guy from Fanatics Fest reached out to me today because I haven't gotten back to him until the 20th. I mean, I can do it. I'm doing it by myself. It's a lot of money.
Why is that? Why are you out on that?
It's New York City.
Oh, okay. Bruno doesn't do New York.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it was a bit of a bitch to like park far and walk back. You did it with me, Serge, so you know. It's a bit of a bitch, but it's not. The show was not bad. The show was.
It would have been worse if we had a lot more shit to log, like our own cases.
Yeah.
The fact that they had cases for us was a big help. I mean, we thought we took the ferry in the first day, and then by like the second and third day, we're like, "Fuck it, we'll just take an Uber in," because we were there, and like it actually took us less time to take an Uber than it took us like if we were to just take the ferry.
Yeah, the Uber was a lot quicker.
Yeah,
but it's not bad. I like the show. It's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give you all my wrestling shit. That's a big wrestling show.
Maybe it would do well there.
That's a big wrestling show.
I sold a lot of wax. I sold a lot of singles. Like we did pretty good.
We saw the Onyx Kid.
Yeah, the Onyx Kid.
Speaking of wrestling, I was watching. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying to put down that money like ahead of time. It sucks. You know, it's $3,000 at one. You know that you have to kind of forget about.
One clip, yeah.
You know,
that's a lot, man.
It is a lot. But if you have 3 people that's willing to do it, it's not terrible. But it's yeah. He reached out to me. So here's my thought on it. Right, he reached out to me saying that spots are filling up quick. He's been saying that for 3 months now.
Yeah, that's
so it goes to show that they're not right, and that's the area I can tell because it's huge. Yeah, to get people to pay for a spot there, yeah, you're not going to get people right off the bat. So I can see why he's reaching out, but I'm sure if we say, hey, we decide to go, and like in a couple of weeks, they'll be like, yeah, fine, we have a spot for you. But
yeah, I was watching Netflix on that Fanatics thing, so I was watching Raw, and then they promoted these WWE Slam cards for Tops. And Michael Cole is like pitching it or whatever, like, oh no, it wasn't Slam.
The breaks.
Yeah, and he's talking about it. I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking awesome. Because he's like, the Topps Chrome releases, but you can get an early jump on it if you go to Fanatics Live. You can break boxes, you can open up packs. He's like, there's going to be live breaks, there's going to be all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, man, that's pretty cool to hear it like that mainstream. I mean, that's millions of people watching at that point. That's crazy. Yeah. And I also, speaking of Fanatics, I also read an article that Topps has been the biggest moneymaker for Fanatics in 2024.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it like skyrocketed their business to like ridiculousness. I think it was $1.6 billion in sales just from Topps.
Yeah.
And it's their biggest moneymaker. That's wild.
And you're talking about them selling jerseys and all that shit, like the fact that the cards.
Yeah, and having stores at like at these ballparks and everything.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Well, I put in my time off request for the national. I did.
I have time off too.
I did have. I did have my assistant look into that one place that we were looking at, and apparently it's good. It's a good place to stay.
Ooh.
Nice.
She has verified it. So you guys let me know when to green light it.
Lock it down, bro, and then let us know what it is, and we'll pay half of whatever you have to pay.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm in.
I'm in.
Whether I'm there the 5 days or the 3 days, I'll still pay for the 5 days. Like, I just don't know what time I'm going to have yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sucks.
Yeah.
Are you going to go on Monday or Tuesday?
So I'm off Monday to Tuesday.
Oh.
It all depends. I mean, listen, if you guys turn around and say that you get a booth, then I'm getting there Monday.
If we get a booth, it would be because the show starts on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd probably get it Tuesday the earliest.
I'd probably fly in on Tuesday or whatever.
Unless like this particular Airbnb says that you can only do like Monday to Sunday, like they don't do middle of the week. That's the only way, but
yeah, find out what it is.
I'm there though. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in too. I don't know what days I'm going to get there yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably know in the next month or so.
That's what's up.
Love that shit.
And I don't know if you were kidding about, you said you wanted to do the Nashville show.
I do.
As much as I would love to do that show, I would love to do that show, I'd probably have to go for a week.
What the fuck?
You don't understand. Nashville's fun. Nashville's like my Disneyland. All right?
Nashville's great.
So I couldn't justify going there for a weekend for work.
Well, I mean, you could do the week. I would just go in for the show.
For the weekend?
Yeah, for the show.
It's a blast out there, man. So much fun.
We'll see. I mean, we got to be a little pickier with the shows now.
Yeah.
Just because it's not like it was before. But even with the National, if we get a booth, kind of hoping that everybody brings in a bunch of shit and we just go wild.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of shit anymore, man.
That's not true. You got to bring all those dollar boxes.
Yeah, I
People
have
love
a lot of
going
shit.
through
I
those.
don't have enough shit to I don't have a lot of higher end shit. All my shit's depleted.
You know what you do? You bring 2 folding chairs and just put your dollar boxes up on.
Do pull a Danny Senior? Yeah, it's rough.
Indeed. Well, on that note,
Over here petting my dog.
yeah, you're gonna hock to with that Chet?
Daddy, come here. Daddy, say hi.
Spit on that Chet.
Come here, boy. Come here.
Oh. Oh, he is pissed.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
He's not happy.
He's getting ready to bite your face off. You're going to go viral.
He knows better. He's a good boy.
You want a treat? I love how the most common words get dogs going crazy. They hear treat. You want to go potty?
Really?
Want to
go outside? There you go.
Yeah, my grandma's dog is Rua.
You go now.
She hears Rua. She goes all crazy. She's like, where are we going? Where are we going?
He's ready to go.
But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, we got a lot of shows coming up. Another one that I would like to do would be at some point Chantilly. I know you guys have been onto that one. April.
We're doing April. Yep. At least I am.
It's April what?
It's that first week, I believe.
Again, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
It's April 4th through the 6th.
I would be definitely for the weekend, just not Friday. I don't know.
For when?
I'd be good for the weekend, just not Friday. I don't know about Friday.
Yeah, that's all good. I'd be good with that. I would do Friday and Saturday and leave on Sunday.
Same thing with Philly this time around. I don't even know about Philly.
Yeah.
Philly, I would still be the weekend, but not sure about Friday.
It's all good. I'll be there on Friday. Well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Not bad.
Yeah, Serge, let us know about National, man, because that'd be cool.
Nashville?
National.
Oh, National. Yeah, yeah.
They call it the National too.
What do we know about the National? Did they tell you like?
You're only gonna find out closer to the day to the event.
Yo, we should hit up Teddy and be like, yo.
I mean, we're on the wait list. If that means anything.
Better than no list.
I know. I was shocked. You remember last year I was panicking. I was like, holy fuck, man. Like, I've been trying to email them. I was trying to call. I was trying to get in contact with anybody. Hit up their IG, everything. Nobody's ever responding. So I'm like, fuck. And then eventually, like, I waited like a couple months after because I figured, oh, they're still like, recovering from the show and all that. Maybe they're super busy. And eventually somebody finally, I was like, hey, following up. And we got the notice that we're on the wait list. Like, all right, cool.
Was there more room in Chicago, like for more tables? I'm trying to remember. Like, were there pavilions that they weren't used?
I thought that the Breakers Pavilion could have been better utilized. So
do you think that they'll turn that Breakers Pavilion into that Whatnot World, where it looks like it's like a fucking giant carnival now?
Well, I thought that what they did with the Whatnot was way better last year, where they had that huge screen and had all the streams on it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that looked really cool.
Like a stock market.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool.
It was cool.
And then they had the stage there where I think some people did like.
Did you guys actually walk through there or no?
I walked through there.
Yeah, I walked through there and I was there for like 5 minutes. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. It was
weird, wasn't it?
It felt like a carnival.
Yeah, it was weird.
I felt like just walking around and there were just like games everywhere, little kids running around. And then, 5 minutes later, I couldn't find the popcorn people. And I'm like, screw this, I'm out of here.
Than what it used to be, where like you couldn't make noise and shit. And you had conscience of like what you were doing. It's a lot different now, man.
Mm-hmm. But to like that point, although that was too condensed, I always thought the Breakers Pavilion was a little too spread out, and I get it. It was because people were trying to break during the, you need the confined areas and all that. But it's like, man, like you can easily put a lot more vendors here.
That area used to be reserved for people to be able to come up to you and break.
Yeah.
Not everybody's just doing it digitally, so like they don't even care about people going up to your table looking for breaks. Because when we started doing it, 6-7 years ago,
it's like, hey, I want to buy in on this break. I'll be back in like 2 hours if it's running.
Now it's all about just going on Whatnot and buying into the break, and that's it.
And that's what I noticed too, is the same thing. It's like there were some, not even everybody was there breaking. It's like you said, some of it was just games. Like you're renting out the booth for games. Mm-hmm. And, but others that were streaming, it's like.
There were a lot of people streaming, but they weren't streaming like big cards. They were just like dollar cards. And
yeah, it was just their regular stream. They just had a booth at the National.
Couple of breaks. Yeah, couple were breaking, couple weren't. It all depends on how much room you had.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you're right. Like that whole thing with the giant screen was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was cool. I didn't like the one in AC where they had that whole like row. I didn't like it. I thought it was dumb. That screen made sense. It's like the visual of like their impact on the community was right there. They didn't need anything else. That was like it told the story.
About AC, Bruno, was like to me, it felt like in AC we were more of like a vendor than we were really like in the Breakers Pavilion, right?
And where we were, it was huge. Like there was a lot of open space. I feel like they could have put a lot more people there.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had a lot of room there.
It worked out for us, but like I just felt like we were more of like a vendor on the floor than we were really in the Breakers Pavilion.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do? We need to buy out like all the inventory for the guys that have vintage, so that they don't show up to the National anymore.
I mean, you need some vintage, but it's the booths that have like all that memorabilia that I don't understand. I don't see anybody doing any business there. I might be missing something here.
You probably do though.
but that much.
Memorabilia, yeah, I see. Yeah, I notice it because I've passed by a lot of tables that do have memorabilia. There are things that I've eyed like first, second days of the show that then when I go back like this third or fourth day, they weren't there anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do I agree with the guy that sells non-autographed mini helmets and has like 3 fucking whole tables selling mini helmets? Okay, yeah, it helps with the signings, like with the TriStar Pavilion. But other than that, like who wants to buy shit like that? Or like, you know, like card savers and all that. Like, do you really need?
There's a market for it, right? Like people will buy it. Now, it depends how much they're spending on their booth. Is it really worth it? That's what it matters.
To them, it is. I mean, they're there year after year.
Like the guys that are selling, like I'm sure the guys that are selling like semi-rigids and all this shit, they probably do make out because
there was a.
I look for it all the time. I'm looking at top loaders, you know.
Yeah. There was a table that was just selling like discounted jerseys, like football jerseys of players that, you know, used to play, and it's like, come on, like you could throw another 4 or 5 tables over here in place of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of space for some of those booths definitely are a little extreme. They could get away with 1 or 2 as opposed to
the one that really boggles my mind. The one that boggles my mind is the guy that's like, I don't know if you remember going into the Breakers Pavilion. This one guy that sells like videos of like old, like videos of like old like moments.
Like tape?
I
like
vaguely remember that.
Yeah, VHSs or DVDs of like old moments.
Didn't he have like wrestling playing out on one of them at one point?
Like, how did this guy do well here? Like you can find that shit online.
Ever hear of YouTube?
Like how does this guy do
it works for everyone except for Kevin.
Weird.
Oh man, it's good.
Whatever. I mean, I guess whatever works.
Yeah, hopefully it's a little different, but
we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, man, I would say try to lock that thing down and let us know what we owe you.
All right.
And Bruno, you still didn't find the Triple H cards?
What?
Didn't find the Triple H cards yet?
Nope. Every day. I'm telling you, man, every day.
Damn, dude.
I check every single day.
Brutal.
Unreal. It would have been just 1 if I would have gotten that eBay lot. Just missing 1.
You should just start ripping the packs.
I started thinking about that, but I'm like, man, I'm going to waste way too much money just to try to find it.
They'll show up.
How much are the packs?
Well, it's a box, so the Chronicles box, I don't know how much the packs are, but Chronicles box, I think they're going for like 100, 150 maybe.
All right, so we know what to get Bruno for his birthday.
There you go.
I just had my birthday 2 weeks ago or whatever it was.
We'll see. We'll see if Teddy's got some. If not, you're getting 2023 select.
What year is that?
2022.
Oh, that's recent shit.
Yeah, 2022 Chronicles.
2022 Chronicles?
Yep.
All right.
It's fucking impossible, man.
Well, at least the set that you're chasing is from 2022, not like mine. Fucking chasing cards from 2008. The good thing is I have all of the well-known guys. The 3 players I need are it's Anquan Bolden, Antonio Cromartie, and I think like Jack Lambert or something like that. Those are the only 3 that I need.
Fuck that shit.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yep. You want to talk about Pete Alonso?
No.
Okay. Well, on that note, see ya.
Nothing's happening.